Max, do you have a problem with him being homeschooled?
Not at all. First of all, everyone, like, there's no, as parents know, I have 3 children, 3 little girls. There are books you can read, everything. There's no manual on how to do this. Everyone has their own ideas, and parents are trying their best. And you know, you do your best, and you hope that the values you impart are the right ones, the ones that are important to you, and that your kids learn them and all that. And so LaVar Ball is entitled to homeschool his kids if he wants. And my commenting on whether I think it's good to homeschool a kid, like, my general feeling is a lot of the usefulness of school, and that goes for not only high school but college too, is the social component of it. It's learning how to interact with other people, and that social interaction and learning is as valuable, I think, as the classroom learning. So I have my own ideas about that, I suppose, but I even then acknowledge, like, it's the movie Searching for Bobby Fischer, right? Do you want your kid to lead the normal kind of well-balanced, well-rounded existence? Or does your kid have some special ability and you want them to try to be the best in the world at something, or one of them, and that requires a different kind of upbringing in certain respects? So LaVar Ball is looking at his kids and maybe thinking the latter, and that is his right. And I don't feel comfortable commenting, you know, negatively about that, particularly when you look at I want to say LaVar now, at Lonzo Ball. He went to a great institution of higher learning for some time. He played really well, played, you know, his profession of choice. He excelled at there. He's gone on to the NBA, a 2nd overall pick in the draft, on to fame and fortune. I don't know Lonzo Ball well, but I have met him and interacted with him. He seems like a nice young man. You hear people around him generally raving about him. So yeah, if LaVar Ball wants to homeschool one of his other kids, that's not only his right, but good for him.
Well, those who have a problem commenting about it are those who are not paying attention to the narrative. If you want to comment about LaVar Ball taking his son out of school and homeschooling him, listen, there's no problem. I don't have a problem with that. Just like Max, I don't think anybody should have a problem with it. Not only is that his right, but in some situations it's worked out quite well. Look at Bryce Harper and how his parents homeschooled him. They knew that he was a baseball prodigy, and what did he end up being? Exactly that. So we all know that it can work in your favor. Here's where I believe people should have a problem with it. It's not about the homeschooling. It's not about his right to do what he does, and it's not about the fact that it could end up being very, very beneficial for his son, LaMelo. It's the comments that he made prior to that. You know, the school and insulting the school and the coach and what have you. You know, when he spoke a little bit later on in that soliloquy, talking about he doesn't need any distractions. He's somewhat of a celebrity now, and as a result, people are distracting him, et cetera, et cetera. He needs to get focused. I can certainly appreciate LaVar Ball saying that. He's probably right on the money, and we have to give him the benefit of the doubt because, you know, I've said this on many occasions, no matter how obnoxious people may think he is, I actually think that he's a good guy and a good man and has done a good job as a father, and I think that's what people need to recognize about him instead of trying to insult him due to his histrionics all the time. But the flip side to it is that when you look at what he said about the school, I don't think that's the kind of thing he should be publicly stating. It's almost as if you're saying, well, you know what, I don't like the way y'all treat my son. Therefore, I'm going to berate and denigrate y'all at every turn, the school, the system, the particular coach there, what have you. It may not work for your son, but there are an abundance of kids that it may work for. Simply pulling your kid out of school and deciding to homeschool him to get him prepared for what you think his life will be on a collegiate level for a year at UCLA and then ultimately on the NBA level is one thing. But to take the opportunity to use your son's issue to publicly denigrate an institution of learning, I think is risque. I think it sends the wrong message to your kid. I think it sends the wrong message, period. And it's something that he should refrain from doing. That's my only issue with what LaVar Ball did. I don't think that he should be talking publicly about the school or the coach like that.
Stephen, I completely agree with you. The comments he made were unnecessary. But you guys, you're talking about distractions, pulling him out of school so he's not distracted. He's going to be an NBA player. Hopefully. He's going to deal with distractions his whole life. So what lesson is that teaching you? In high school, you have to balance it
it's about.
I disagree with you there, Molly.
The maturation process.
He's 16 years old now.
Yes.
You're not talking about what's going on later on. You're saying right now he needs to lock in and to get focused. There's nothing wrong with that. In other words, to prepare him for what's to come. Sometimes preparing somebody is exposing them to it. Sometimes it's reeling
That's
it
what
in
I meant.
and minimizing that
I wanna
level of
comment on
exposure
that.
for the time being, knowing that it's going to come later.